Good morning. Hi, everyone. Happy weekend. It's Saturday. I'm just popping on really quick here to chat with y'all this Saturday morning. I do not have any coffee, and I am so sad about it. So sad. I have a meeting at a coffee shop in just a little bit, and so I didn't make my own coffee this morning, and I am hurting. I need it. I haven't had it, so I'm sorry if this does not make sense, but it will because it's going to be a really good message and talk. So there's something that I do when I do my trainings and when I go into schools and do professional development. I also include it in my webinars, and it's something that's extremely powerful. This is every single time I do this, it's like mic drop moment, and it really works to help teachers with their mindset. Woo! Mindset can be hard. Teachers have everything thrown at them. I know, because I'm an educator also. You have content, IEP writing, you have expectations, you have in-building expectations, district expectations, parent expectations, all these things that you're asked to do, and none of it actually has to do with the actual child that you are teaching. So it can be really frustrating, and a lot of times if we don't check our mindset a little bit, it goes wrong. So when I do a training, I'm obviously a behavior specialist. I walk into a school and I feel like the easy thing is to be challenged with questions, right? For teachers to say, well, what about this? What about that? So I just go ahead right up front and say, hey, I'm giving you sticky notes. I'm giving you these. I want you to write down, I would like you to take your sticky note and write the biggest behavior barrier in your classroom. What's the most annoying thing that happens in your classroom in regards to behavior? What's the biggest barrier that you just can't seem to get over? Is it kids playing on their phone? Is it, whatever? I've actually got some teacher notes right here. Not enough time to work on all the behaviors and all the content. This is something a teacher wrote. Shutdown or refusal. Here's another teacher note right here. What about frequent fit throwing due to wanting to be in control? Yep, talking over to the teacher to avoid listening. Student cusses and threatens others in class. Student enjoys drama. This one is hard. Rough home life. So how about this one? They don't want to work. Spending time calming down one student and getting to my lessons. So these are real stickies that real teachers have written during my trainings, and I just kept them because I realized these are the things that teachers want me to work on, so I should probably keep them and work on them. So in my training, I have them write this on a sticky note, and then they just sit it there, and then they have to look at it for like an hour. I'm not talking about it. I'm pretending like it's not there, but also I'm a behavior analyst, so I know that it's like eating at them, that the sticky note is there, and I'm not talking about it. So then we go into talking about trauma and disabilities and very difficult things that have happened to our students and our kids who are there's so many barriers in their life. They are just absolutely, they're struggling. They're struggling really hard, and it feels like we don't have the answer. And then we talk about the way that we talk about our kids and how a lot of times teachers will repeat the same problem. So like, if there's a kid who maybe he's experiencing ADHD and some really rough home life stuff, every time he struggles, you'll hear the teacher say potentially, well, he's got this and he's got that and he's got all these barriers. Well, the problem with that is that it's important to know our kids' barriers. It's not important to repeat them all the time, because the more we're talking about the barriers, the less we're trying to solve them. This is natural, because as an educator, you're thinking, what's the problem? How do I solve it? And you haven't been given a solution. That's why I bring the solutions. And then we don't have to talk about the problems as much anymore. So I have teachers, and when they see a behavior specialist, they tend to want, and I did this as an educator too, they tend to want to give you their biggest problem. Like, they're not giving me easy questions. They're giving me really hard things. I just read them to you, right? So we go through our training. I have them do that. We talk about what we can do. We talk about all the things that I can teach you about behavior and how that's going to impact what you're doing. And then the last 4 classes of teachers, ranging between 20 teachers and about 45 teachers, they've all ended the same way. So when I come towards the end of the training and I'm teaching them and teaching them and teaching them and going through it, I have them pick up their own sticky notes, these here, and I have them pick up their own sticky notes, And I tell them, if there is absolutely nothing we can do about the problem on your sticky note, if it is just an issue with the kid and there's nothing that we can do and it's outside of your hands completely, go put it on the left wall. If you are somebody, if you can do one thing, if there's something from this training, you can do one thing to impact something on that note. If there's something that you can do to make the situation a little bit better, go put it on the right wall. So teachers have to stand up and they take their sticky notes and they either go put it on the left wall saying, I'm washing my hands, there's nothing I can do, or they put it on the right wall. Now remember, teachers are writing things like mental health, student anger. They're writing things, sorry, I know you couldn't see that one. So this is not something like write better lesson plans. This is something like mental health, trauma, disabilities, stuff like that. So the last 4 classes of teachers that I've taught on their professional development days or after school, whenever I taught them, between 20 and 40 teachers in every single class, they have gone 100% to the we're taking accountability for the behavior in our classroom, and there's something we can do to improve this situation. They have picked up their sticky note and said, you know what, I learned something today that I can make this situation better. Not the situations that I'm bringing up, their own personal worst struggle in their classroom. They are deciding, I'm going to go put it on the wall where I can impact something. And every single teacher is putting it over there. None of them are saying there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. They're all standing up and putting it all on the wall. And it's a very powerful moment when the teachers look and see. Most of them aren't looking at everyone else. They're just looking at their note and looking at the wall, and they come sit down and they take a look and see there's nothing we can do about it. Wall is completely empty. And that there's something I can do to impact this behavior wall is full. Every single note is there. 2 things that make me really happy about this. 1, my personal teaching has gotten better because I've done this activity at a lot of places, and I didn't before always get 100% of the teachers on this wall. So something about my teaching has gotten better because now all the sticky notes in the last 4 classes have gone to that wall. We can fix it. There's something we can do. We can make these kids' life better. There's something that we can do to impact this behavior. So that's awesome. The other thing that I love about this is that these teachers are taking full accountability. They're saying, this is my classroom. I can do something about it. Problem behavior is really frustrating, but there's something I can do to change these students' behavior. So the last 4 classes that I've taught in this, every single teacher sticky note has gone on the right-hand wall, which means we can fix it. And it's really, really, really powerful. Now these teachers are unstoppable. Now these teachers know, okay, maybe I don't know the answer right now. Maybe I don't have the perfect behavior plan or the perfect formula, but what I know is I can fix it. I know that I can fix it, and we don't need a team of specialists. We just need to think through this problem and reach out when we do need a specialist. So if there's something that the answer is there, if you can't find it, find someone who can answer it. But it doesn't mean there's no hope. It doesn't mean we look at this group of kids and say they're struggling because they have all these barriers. It means we look at these group of kids and we say, they have a lot of problems. There are so many issues that these teachers have written down, meltdowns. There is times, schedules, transitions not working. But guess what? With all of these problems that these kids had, these teachers are saying, I'm taking full accountability, complete accountability of my classroom, and we can fix it, and there is an answer. Just because I don't know it doesn't mean that there's not an answer. So these teachers are absolutely unstoppable. So what you can do right now at home is you can take out a sticky note. I know you've got them. You're a teacher. You probably got 7,000 colors. So write down the thing. Write down the thing that's bothering you. Write it on your sticky note. Write the thing that is so frustrating that you can't do it. This one says lack of engagement, absences, missing classes, mindset, relationship, trauma. This one that says trauma, a teacher picked up and put on that right-hand wall because she knows she can assist that kid. She knows that she can teach that kid to be a good human. The fact that that kid's been through trauma is not a life sentence. She can help that kid. So write down on your sticky note the most frustrating thing about being a teacher having to do with behavior. And then pick up your sticky note in your hand. And if there's absolutely nothing that you can do about this problem and it's out of your hands and you're washing your hands of it, put on the left side of your desk. Pick up your sticky note again if you feel like there's something you can do. If you think there's something you can do to make this slightly better, a little bit better for the kids out there, pick up your sticky note and put it on the right side of your desk. And then you have the right mindset. Now you can help your kids. If you are putting sticky notes on the left side of your desk, you have the wrong mindset or you need some training. I've got the training. I do that all the time. And by the end of it, every single teacher's putting their sticky note on the right side. So guess what? If you need help, let me know. But mindset is the number one most important thing that you need to do. All right, I hope y'all have a happy Saturday.